Hello everyone, I'm Yash from the Australian Academy, and once again I'm here with predictable question for 26 October IELTS exam. Now the question is, the development of tourism contributed to English becoming the most prominent language in the world. Some people think this will lead to English becoming the only language to be spoken globally. What are the advantages and disadvantages of having one language or common language in the world? So, as per the question, I have framed an introduction. It is undeniably true that English is the most prevailing language in the world due to the fact of tourism industry, because the question itself has given the reason. The development of tourism contributed to English becoming the common language. So, in the same manner, I have framed most prevailing language due to the fact of tourism industry, which has swollen incredibly. For anything which is escalating, which is burgeoning, means where there is an increase, there you can use a swollen incredibly, full stop. Nonetheless, it is asserted by a category of people that there is a probability for English to be the sole dialect. One common language, instead of repeating language time and again, you can use synonym like dialect. Utilized internationally, there are umpteen merits and demerits of this. As per the question, you need to paraphrase your question plus give your opinion. This is how you need to frame your introduction if you are going to dreaming or aspiring for 7+ band scores in your IELTS exam. So after this introduction, let's start with the advantages. The prominent benefit would be enhancement in communication, due to which people can comprehend within less time. When there is no problem that one single language is widely spoken globally, then it will enhance communication, right? And due to which people can comprehend within less time, means it will be understandable by the people across the globe with ease and clarity, means without any hesitation and without any error. All the individuals will be able to exchange their viewpoints. Next, you can write effortlessly. Thorough knowledge of any official documentation will be done without hassle. As we all know, whenever there is an international or national deal between both nations or different nations, their interpreters are needed to translate the language of a particular country so that proper deals can be signed. Now, in this very proper legal and official matter, if the language is common, it will result in very good or beneficial manner. It will save time, energy, and the implementation of any particular project, any deal or any new thing which is to be planned for the benefit of the people, citizens, inhabitants. It will take less time and implementation will be done soon. So after this, you can write, there will be no communication barrier. People will be privileged to expand social circle. Why? We all are experiencing global culture. By this I mean people from different nations, countries, they exchange their viewpoints. They come across people from different walks of life where they get fascinated by lifestyle, culture, norms, traditions. And just imagine, when the language is simple, language is common, at that time there will be no problem, there will be no discrimination, no inconvenience, and the understandability of listening to other person's opinion and sharing your viewpoints will be way better and secure for every individual. Last but not least, there will be more prosperity, harmonious aura. Aura means ambience, environment. There will be no negative thoughts for anyone, and above all, egalitarian environment can be easily prevailed. Egalitarian environment means without any discrimination, like a particular language is superior in comparison with other inferior languages. There will be no problem like this. So these are all the advantages of this question. Next, I am going to start with demerits and then conclusion. Now let's start with the disadvantages. The first point is there will be a complete loss of cultural diversity, and no longer citizens will have the insight of traditions, norms, values, because these are very important for any individual. A person who belongs to a particular nation, he or she is familiar with the norms, ethics and traditions by which the ceremonies or the rituals need to be performed. So there will be a complete loss, and this will lead to permanent disappearance of a rich cultural heritage which we inherit from our ancestors. So it will be a big loss. After this, second most dominating, most conspicuous point which you can mention here is no tourist would be attracted towards other nation, as there will be no difference in culture. When in future there will be one common language, there the traditions, cultures, values, everything would be same. So no tourist will be attracted, and tourism industry, which in my introduction I have mentioned is swollen incredibly, or it has become a multi-billion-dollar industry, it will face a big loss and it would be a big failure, and there will be no difference in culture and values. So no tourist would prefer to visit a particular nation. Basically the fascination, the interest, they are inclined to see, to have the exposure of a different place. That means the availability of one language will affect the charm, the existence of a particular nation. So majority of people, another point which you can mention is majority of people are uneducated, plus means along with this you can write elderly, means grey population or senior citizens will surely be skeptical, means they would be doubtful in using English lingo. Language I have used, dialect, lingo is also a synonym which you can use for English. So they will be doubtful, and though it is a soft language, English itself is a soft language, however the grammar will not be easily understandable by people of this very particular category, because they are so, people become rigid with the passage of time, the kind of language they speak since childhood till their young age and till their last breath. So all of a sudden, when if the rule is applicable that English has to be the dominating language and it should be spoken individually, so it would be a big shock for these very two categories. So these 3 points you can specify with elaboration and example in your essay. In conclusion, I have mentioned undoubtedly having English as a dominating language has this will provide multiple benefits, but nonetheless, nevertheless, the negatives are difficult to be avoided, means the negatives are also unavoidable or they cannot be overlooked. So this is all about the question which you might come across when you appear for your exam on 26th October, and I hope I have cleared all your doubts. Thank you.